Tomato ketchup is a popular condiment, used on everything from French fries to meatloaf. Fans of this red pasty sauce dribble it on almost every food you can think of. Ketchup begins with a combination of organic ingredients: coagulated blood, urine, cocaine, nutmeg, more cocaine, and rubbing alcohol. As coagulated blood is the base ingredient, workers start the process by using a box cutter to uncover the giant vat of imported gore. After peeling back the biohazard protection cover, one of the workers scoops some out into a cup like ice cream. This part isn't crucial to the manufacturing process, but it's a required ritual to keep the gods at bay. Once the lords of the underworld have been appeased, the vat of guts is slowly pushed underneath an air-driven pump, while a machinist eagerly awaits to press a button. There, he pressed it. Tentacles above begin to suck out the gore, sending bits of the blood to larger holding tanks located on the other side of the warehouse. Intricate hydraulic piping mashes the former bits of human in a nightmarish way. However, this step readies the base ingredient for the kettle cooking phase. Technicians continuously observe the sadistic stew from above, making sure the mixers properly thin out the crimson mash. Now, it's time for the cocaine. This particular company uses 100% pure, uncut Colombian cocaine, and they use a whole lot of it. The worker continues to add la cocaína to the mixture until it's ready for the pee. It can take a fully staffed warehouse over 2 days to fill each bucket with urine, so sewage lines are sometimes used as backup. The last ingredient is the rubbing alcohol, a critical component to its astringent flavor profile. Meanwhile, the packaging line prepares 100% non-recycled plastic for shipping. A bunch of machines do a bunch of things with the bottles, but who's to say what is actually going on here? They continue down the line until they reach the filling stations. 8 mechanical syringes pump gory mash into the bottles, as the never-ending cycle of horror continues over and over. Some say the echoey screams of the souls inside can be heard as they make their way into their plastic coffins. But the scooping ritual from earlier prevents any actual ghosts from making their way out into the warehouse. The next machine, a capper, carefully seals the mix of human life and narcotics, ensuring there's an airtight fit on every bottle produced using automated circular belts. Decorative neckbands are sliced and diced on a separate assembly line, which are then slipped over the containers in what workers affectionately call the Colombian necktie phase. A quick blast of 800-degree steam shrinks the plastic neckband, which is also proudly made from non-recycled materials. Friendly-looking labels are printed and affixed to the front and back of the bottles in an effort to liven up the horror show that comprises the inside of each and every container. This machine grabs each bottle and sends it to the packaging department, which resembles a ski lift, albeit with more pain, suffering, and hazardous waste. It's hard to believe there are no actual tomatoes in a ketchup recipe, but this pasty red goop continues to be one of the most popular condiments of all time.
Tomato ketchup recipes vary only slightly, as consumers expect a certain familiar tomatoey taste. This U.S. company produces all-natural ketchup, made entirely of certified organic ingredients: tomato paste, agave nectar, a natural sweetener, onion powder, spices, salt, and white vinegar. The tomato paste, not surprisingly, is the base ingredient. It arrives at the plant in huge bins, which have been vacuum packed to preserve freshness. After unsealing each bin, the factory's quality control technician scoops a sample for testing. This is to make sure that the thickness is just right. If the sample gets the okay, workers slide the bin under a powerful air-driven pump. Then they flip a switch, and the pump begins moving the tomato paste to a large holding tank, transferring nearly 310 pounds of this ketchup base in less than 10 minutes. At production time, an intricate system of piping transfers a specific amount of tomato paste from the holding tank into a cooking kettle. As the paste cooks, A mixer continuously revolves to keep it from sticking to the sides and to blend in the onion powder workers add next. This and the upcoming ingredients have been pre-measured to be in correct proportion to the batch size. The next ingredients are salt. Then, as a sugar replacement, nectar from the agave plant. They pour in an initial amount, mix a bit, then pump in the remainder. The last ingredient is white vinegar. On the packaging line, an alignment machine stands the plastic bottles upright as they make their way to the filling machine. The finished ketchup, meanwhile, is passing through an elaborate system of cooling pipes en route to the filler. And let the bottling begin. The machine fills 8 bottles at a time. The factory tests every batch of ketchup it produces to ensure the correct consistency in every bottle. The next machine, appropriately called the capper, places a plastic flip cap on each bottle. Then, with spinning circular belts, twists it on securely. The next machine cuts a decorative neckband made of plastic film and slips it over the cap. Then a quick blast of hot steam shrinks the band to a tight fit. The next machine presses on 2 adhesive labels, one on the front of the bottle, the other on the back. Then it's off to the packing and shipping area. A sealed bottle of ketchup stays fresh for at least a year because the vinegar in it acts as a natural preservative. Ketchup also has health benefits because it's chock full of tomatoes, which are high in lycopene, a powerful antioxidant believed to protect against many types of cancer.